I caught my sister stealing my money, and when I stood up for myself, Mom tried to ship me off to military. I've always known that life isn't fair, but in my house, unfairness has a name. Lily. My little sister is 10, 4 years younger than me, and somehow she's managed to wrap our mom around her finger so tight that Mom can't see anything else. Tyler, did you take out the trash yet? Mom's voice cuts through my concentration as I count the money I've earned this week. $23 from Mrs. Peterson for mowing her lawn, 15 from Mr. Garcia for cleaning his gutters. Already did it an hour ago, I call back, quickly tucking my earnings into the old cigar box under my bed. $38 closer to my electric bike. At this rate, I'll have enough by summer's end. The door to my room bursts open without a knock. Lily stands there with that innocent smile that fools everyone but me. Mom says you need to help me with my science project, she announces, already rifling through my desk. Get out of my stuff, I snap, jumping up. And I can't help you. I have to be at the Wilsons in 20 minutes to rake their yard. Lily's face transforms instantly, her smile crumpling into a practiced pout. Mom, Tyler's being mean to me. Mom appears in the doorway, arms crossed. Nancy Mitchell, referee and judge who always rules in favor of the same player. Tyler, your sister needs help with her project. The Wilsons can wait. But I promised. Family comes first. Mom cuts me off with that tone that means the discussion is over. From behind Mom's back, Lily flashes me a smug smile. I glance at the corner of my bed where my savings hide. Last month, $20 disappeared. I knew who took it, but when I confronted Lily, Mom sided with her princess, who would never do such a thing. Dad, Jerry, knows what's happening, I think. Sometimes I catch him watching these scenes with a troubled look, but he works long hours and avoids conflict when he's home. Let's keep the peace, he always says. As I reluctantly clear space on my desk for Lily's project, I wonder how long this can go on. Something has to change, and maybe that something has to be me. After helping Lily with her project, which mostly meant doing it myself while she texted her friends, I managed to make it to the Wilsons an hour late. They were understanding, but it meant working until dark to finish the job. That night, I double-checked my savings. My electric bike fund was growing slowly but surely. I counted it twice. $347. Just over halfway to my goal. I tucked the money back into my hiding spot, no longer the cigar box, but a hollowed-out old history textbook on my shelf. Lily had found the cigar box too easily. 3 days later, my world crashed down. I reached for my textbook and felt something wrong immediately. The weight was off. When I opened it, my stomach dropped. Only $247 remained. $100 gone. I knew exactly who took it. Rage boiled inside me as I marched to Lily's room, finding her sprawled on her bed, scrolling through her phone. You stole my money again, I said, trying to keep my voice level despite the anger burning in my throat. Lily didn't even look up. No idea what you're talking about. Cut the act. $100 is missing from my bike fund. Nobody else would take it. She finally glanced up, her face a perfect mask of innocence. Maybe you spent it and forgot? Or maybe you miscounted? Don't blame me for your mistakes. It wasn't a mistake and you know it, I pressed, stepping closer. I need that money back, Lily. I worked 3 weekends for that. Her eyes narrowed. Get out of my room or I'm calling Mom. As if summoned by the threat, Mom appeared in the doorway. What's going on in here? Tyler's accusing me of stealing his stupid money, Lily said, her voice instantly taking on that wounded tone she'd perfected. I turned to Mom, desperate for her to listen just this once. Mom, I'm missing $100. It was in my room, and now it's gone. Lily's the only one who would have taken it. Mom's face hardened. That's a serious accusation, Tyler. Do you have any proof? Proof? She's done this before. Remember the $20 last month? Which we never proved she took, Mom countered. Lily, did you take your brother's money? No, Mom, I would never. A perfect tear slid down her cheek. Mom put her arm around Lily's shoulders. See? Stop making wild accusations. This isn't fair, I exploded. She's lying. I've been saving for months and she just takes whatever she wants. That's enough, Mom snapped. One more word and you're grounded. Apologize to your sister. I stood there, speechless. Apologize? For what? Having my money stolen? Behind Mom's back, Lily smirked at me, all traces of tears vanishing. "I'm waiting, Tyler," Mom said, her tone leaving no room for argument. In that moment, I knew I was completely alone in this fight. Dad would say to keep the peace. Mom would never see the truth, and Lily would continue getting away with everything. "Sorry," I muttered, the word tasting like poison. But as I walked back to my room, something changed inside me. This wasn't over, not by a long shot. If nobody would stand up for me, I'd have to find my own justice, somehow. I couldn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Lily's smirk, Mom's dismissive expression, and my hard-earned money disappearing like it meant nothing. By morning, my anger had hardened into something colder and more determined. At breakfast, Mom acted like nothing had happened. Lily bounced around the kitchen in new sneakers that looked suspiciously expensive. "Nice shoes," I said, staring pointedly at her feet. "Thanks. Mom took me shopping yesterday," Lily chirped, spinning to show them off. I locked eyes with Mom. "Shopping, huh?" Mom's smile tightened. "Don't start, Tyler." "Did those cost about $100? I pressed. "That's enough," Mom snapped, slamming a plate of toast down. "I bought those shoes for Lily because she needed them. Not everything is a conspiracy against you. So it's just coincidence that my $100 disappeared and she gets brand new shoes the next day?" Lily rolled her eyes dramatically. "God, you're so obsessed with money. It's pathetic." "It's not about the money," I shot back. "It's about what's right. If you want something, earn it like I do." Mom stepped between us. "Tyler, I won't have this conversation again. Lily did not take your money and these accusations need to stop." "You don't even try to find out the truth," I said, my voice rising despite my efforts to stay calm. "You always take her side without question. It's not fair." "Life isn't fair," Mom replied coldly. "And this is just a game to you, isn't it? Making your sister feel bad? She only took a little money, if she even did, which I don't believe. Can't you just forgive her and move on?" I stared at her in disbelief. "So you do think she took it, but you're still defending her?" Mom faltered for a second, then recovered. "That's not what I meant. I'm saying even if, hypothetically, she had, it's just money. She's your little sister." "It's my money," I insisted. "Money I worked for. Hours and hours of work that you just dismiss like it doesn't matter." "Don't raise your voice at me," Mom warned. "Lily is a child. She's 10, not 5. She knows exactly what she's doing." Mom's face hardened. "If you continue making this into a big issue, I won't hesitate to ground you, Tyler." I pushed back from the table, my toast untouched. "I'm calling Dad." That got her attention. "Your father doesn't need to be bothered with this nonsense while he's working." "It's not nonsense to me," I said, already pulling out my phone. Mom's expression turned dangerous. "Put that phone away now." I hesitated. Dad was my last hope, but crossing Mom like this would only make things worse. Still, what choice did I have? "Tyler," Mom said, her voice softer now, almost pleading. "Let's talk about this rationally. I know you're upset about your money, but accusing your sister without proof isn't the answer." "What proof would be enough for you?" I asked bitterly. "Because it seems like nothing I say matters." Lily watched our exchange with quiet satisfaction, secure in her untouchable status as Mom's favorite. "I'll tell you what," Mom offered. "I'll give you the $100 just to end this ridiculous argument." "That's not the point," I said. "It's about Lily taking what's not hers and never facing consequences." Mom's attempt at compromise evaporated. "Fine, have it your way, but this discussion is over." As she stormed out with Lily in tow, I realized I was truly on my own. Calling Dad might make things temporarily better, but he'd go back to work and I'd be left with the fallout. There had to be another way, some way to make Lily and Mom see what they were doing to me. But what? I spent the rest of the day avoiding Mom and Lily. After school, I rode my bike straight to the Thompson house where I'd agreed to help clean their garage for $30. Manual labor felt good. A simple exchange of effort for reward, no manipulation or favoritism involved. When I finally got home around 6, Dad's car was in the driveway. My heart leapt. I hadn't actually called him yet, but somehow he was here. As I walked through the door, I heard raised voices from the kitchen. "This isn't just about money, Nancy," Dad was saying, his voice firm but controlled. "It's about teaching our children right from wrong." "Don't lecture me about parenting," Mom fired back. "You're barely here. I'm the one handling everything day in and day out. I froze in the hallway, not wanting to interrupt, but desperate to hear more. And I appreciate that, Dad said, softening slightly. But we can't have different rules for different kids. If Lily took Tyler's money, if that's the point, Jerry, Tyler has no proof. The new shoes, the timing, the fact this has happened before? Circumstantial, Mom dismissed. And even if, hypothetically, she did take it, she's 10 years old. She doesn't fully understand? She understands perfectly well, Dad countered. She's not a toddler, and by protecting her from consequences, you're teaching her it's okay to take things that aren't hers. I heard a chair scrape across the floor. Where's Tyler? Dad asked. We should all talk about this together. I'm home, I called out, pretending I'd just walked in. Dad appeared in the hallway, his face tired but determined. Hey, buddy, got a minute? We need to have a family meeting. In the kitchen, Lily sat at the table looking sullen. Mom stood by the counter, arms crossed defensively. So, Dad began once we were all seated. I understand there's been an issue with some missing money. Lily immediately looked down at her lap. I didn't take anything. Tyler, Dad turned to me, tell me exactly what happened. I explained about my savings, the missing $100, and Lily's new shoes. As I spoke, Lily's face grew redder, but she maintained her innocence. Jerry, Mom interrupted, this is ridiculous. We've been over this already. Nancy, Dad said firmly, let him finish. When I was done, Dad looked directly at Lily. Is there anything you want to tell us, Lily? For a split second, something like guilt flashed across her face. Then she glanced at Mom and hardened. No. Lily, Dad pressed, taking something that isn't yours is wrong. If you took the money, now is the time to admit it. Things will go much better for you if you're honest. Mom stepped in. Jerry, that's enough. She's just a child. I won't have you interrogating her like this. She's our daughter, Dad said, and we're failing her if we don't teach her to take responsibility for her actions. I know how to raise my children, Mom snapped. They're our children, Dad corrected quietly. And right now, one of them is hurting because of how we're handling this situation. I felt a rush of gratitude toward Dad. For the first time, someone was actually seeing me. Tyler needs to learn to share, Mom argued. Lily is his little sister. This isn't about sharing, I burst out. It's about stealing, and you just let her get away with it every time. Enough, Mom shouted. I won't be made the villain in my own home. Lily is my daughter, and I have every right to protect her. What can you do about it anyway, Jerry? You're never even here. Dad flinched as if she'd slapped him. The room fell silent. From my seat, I could see Lily watching this unfold with a strange expression, part worry, part triumph. She'd always been able to manipulate Mom, but Dad was different. He saw through her act. Nancy, Dad finally said, his voice low, this isn't just about the money anymore. It's about our family. We need to be united, fair to both our children. If we continue like this, we're going to damage Tyler's relationship with all of us, maybe permanently. Mom's expression wavered for a moment. Was she finally getting it? I think, Dad continued carefully, that Lily should return the money and apologize. And I think we all need to agree on consistent rules moving forward. I held my breath, waiting for Mom's response. Everything hung in the balance. Mom didn't answer Dad right away. The silence stretched so long I thought she might simply walk out. Finally, she sighed heavily. Fine, she said, though her tone made it clear she wasn't happy. Lily, did you take your brother's money? Lily looked from Mom to Dad, then to me. I could see her calculating her options. Maybe, she finally muttered. Not maybe, Dad pressed. Yes or no? After another long pause, Lily nodded slightly. Yes, but only because… No excuses, Dad interrupted. You'll return the money and apologize to Tyler. The shoes cost most of it, Lily said quietly. I only have $20 left. Dad looked at Mom. Then we'll return the shoes and you'll work to earn the rest. That's not fair, Lily protested, her face crumpling. Mom bought those for me. After you stole from your brother, Dad pointed out. Nancy? Mom's face was a battlefield of emotions. Finally, she nodded reluctantly. We'll return the shoes tomorrow. I couldn't believe it. For once, someone was standing up for me. The next few days were almost peaceful. Lily avoided me, which was fine. Mom was distant but civil. Dad stayed home more than usual, working remotely from the dining room table where he could keep an eye on things. With Dad's help, I bought a small safe for my room. It wasn't much, but it gave me peace of mind knowing my savings were secure. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I had some control. That control lasted exactly 1 week. I came home from school on Friday to find my bedroom door ajar. Instantly, my heart started racing. I always shut my door completely. When I pushed it open, my stomach dropped. My room looked like a tornado had hit it. Drawers pulled out, desk overturned, books scattered, and my window, the small one that overlooked our backyard, was shattered, glass everywhere. But worst of all, my safe was gone. "Lily!" I roared, storming down the hall to her room. She wasn't there. I thundered downstairs. "Lily!" I found her in the backyard, sitting calmly on the patio swing. My safe lay in the grass nearby, dented but intact. "What did you do?" I demanded, my voice shaking with rage. Lily looked up at me, her expression eerily calm. "You can't keep hiding your money in there. I'll always find a way to get it." "Are you insane? You broke my window. You destroyed my room." She shrugged. "Mom will believe me when I say you did it yourself to frame me." My hands balled into fists. "Why are you doing this? What did I ever do to you?" "You're always trying to make me look bad," she said, her voice suddenly bitter. "Always trying to turn Mom against me." "That's not—" "You'll never win," she interrupted, smiling coldly. "Mom will always be on my side." I pulled out my phone and called Dad. When he answered, I could barely speak through my anger. "Dad, you need to come home now. Lily broke into my room, threw my safe out the window, and trashed everything." "What? Put your mother on." "She's not home, it's just me and Lily." "I'll be there in 20 minutes. Don't do anything until I get there." I hung up and stared at my sister. "Dad's coming home." For the first time, I saw real fear flash across her face. "You're lying." 20 minutes, I said. "And this time, not even Mom can protect you." When Dad arrived, he took one look at my room and Lily's defiant posture and made a decision that changed everything. "Nancy," he said when Mom rushed home, "this has gone beyond stealing. This is destruction of property. If we don't address this now, it's only going to escalate." Mom stared at the broken window, the overturned furniture. "Lily couldn't have done all this," she insisted, but even she didn't sound convinced. "Look me in the eye," Dad said to Lily, "and tell me you didn't do this." Lily couldn't. For the first time, her act faltered completely. "I didn't mean to break the window," she mumbled. "I just wanted to scare him." That admission broke something in Mom. I watched as the reality of what she'd been enabling finally hit her. "Lily," she whispered, "why would you do this?" It was a small victory, but in that moment, watching Mom finally see the truth, it felt enormous. Everything changed 2 weeks later. I was doing homework when Dad called me into his office. His face was grim. "Tyler, I need to ask you something important," he said, gesturing to the chair across from him. "Did you know anything about this?" He slid a folder across his desk. Inside were application papers for West Point Military Academy, with my name on them. "What is this?" I asked, confused. "Your mother was planning to send you away. She forged my signature on these documents." I felt like I'd been punched. "She... What? When?" "She's been planning it for months. The final paperwork arrived today while she was out. The enrollment date is next month." I stared at the papers in disbelief. My own mother had been plotting to ship me off without telling me. "But why?" Dad's expression was pained. "I believe she thought it would solve the Tyler problem without having to change anything at home." That night, I heard Mom and Dad arguing more fiercely than ever before. "You had no right," Dad shouted. "No right to make that decision without consulting me, without even telling our son." "I was doing what's best for this family," Mom fired back. "Tyler needs discipline, structure. Tyler needs parents who treat him fairly. This isn't about what's best for him. It's about making your life with Lily easier." 3 days later, Dad sat me down again. "Tyler, I need to tell you something. I filed for divorce." Despite everything, the words hit me hard. "Because of me?" "No," Dad said firmly. "This is between your mother and me. But I want you to know that I'm asking for custody of you." 6 months later, Dad and I moved into a small house across town. The divorce was ugly, but in the end, the judge granted Dad primary custody. The military school papers had been the final straw. Our new place wasn't fancy, but for the first time in years, I didn't have to hide my belongings or worry about what might disappear while I was at school. I could leave my wallet on my desk without fear. I could save for what I wanted and know it would still be there tomorrow. Dad made sure I still saw Mom regularly, though our visits were awkward and strained. Lily remained her usual self, spoiled and entitled, but she no longer had power over my daily life. That distance was all I needed. With the money I saved from my jobs, finally safe from sticky fingers, I bought my electric bike that summer. Dad helped me assemble it, and riding it for the first time felt like pure freedom. Sometimes I think about how things might have been different if Mom had just listened, if she'd been fair, if she'd seen what was happening under her own roof. But mostly, I'm just grateful that Dad finally saw the truth. In our new home, life isn't perfect, but it's fair. And after years of fighting an unfair game, that's all I ever wanted.